Hi, welcome back to World of the Psychic.
Together we shall cast ourselves into the future.
Seen any aliens lately?
This is a part of America we never get to see.
Are you by chance referring to the legend of the Loch Ness Monster?
A ball of twine that weighs 19,000 pounds.
What is this, nerd porn?
It is about the Templar treasure, but it's also about other things, conspiracy theories, urban legends, and other myths that are true.
You are about to experience the awe and mystery which reaches from the inner mind to the
Travel Oddities Podcast.
And welcome officially to the Travel Oddities Podcast. Not minus my ramblings. I haven't talked to an adult that wasn't trying to chew my ass all weekend. It's so, I kind of get a little
We can talk about Suicide Squad at the end of the show. Maybe somebody will listen.
Not that I was getting my ass chewed, but there were a couple times where it was like, Brett, I need you to do this. And I'm like, I don't want to, Mom. So I got moved, basically. The butt chewings paid off in the long run. So, but that's not why we're here. We're here to talk about Bachelor's Grove Cemetery. A little bitty old cemetery. When I say Bachelor's Grove, my brain wants to say, whoa, Bachelor's Grove.
See, I was going the other way. The what? Bohemian Grove.
Oh, really?
The super secret location where all the weird rich people get together and plot our demise.
But I was going with a real thing that exists, a song called China Grove by the Doobie Brothers.
Okay, hold on. Now, I will have you know that Alex Jones did a whole documentary.
Yeah, I did. Yes.
The Bohemian Grove.
I did. And it was interesting because it was, yeah, I did. You don't like my Alex Jones?
Your Alex Jones needs some work, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you.
All right, man.
You're starting to sound like what's his name?
Carl from Sling Blade.
Yes. Your Alex Jones.
Tonight we're gonna talk about Bachelor's Grove Cemetery. All right. So in doing some research on Bachelor's Grove, I'm in charge of the multimedia research.
Because you never learned to read, we know.
I know read so good. So Mr. Harley make me do all the internet, watching videos and learning many things on the internet.
No.
No?
That voice is racist.
Is it? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Okay. I learned a lot of things on the internet watching videos. Thank you, Mr. Harley.
Pissing our pants yet? Boy, do I have a feeling we're getting close. Gonna be PP Pants City here real soon.
I am looking forward to PP Pants City because cemeteries give me the PP pants.
So we've been talking a lot about the season finale of The Walking Dead.
Highly controversial season finale, yes.
I went out and found some evidence to just lock up
who it is.
So, spoiler, if you guys don't want to know how the next season of Walking Dead starts,
reverse download.
Hit pause, jump ahead 30 seconds.
Go take a dump.
Do whatever you need to do. But I am about to ruin the next season of The Walking Dead for Brett live on the podcast.
I hate you.
You ready for this?
Every fiber of my being. I'm going to make you at a PP City. Go ahead.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Wake up, Maggie, I think I got
son of a bitch.
Glenn is dead.
Glenn is not dead.
You are welcome.
You think Glenn's dead? You son of a bitch.
I'm just saying, Rod Stewart can't be wrong.
No, Glenn, Rod Stewart's never been wrong.
Not once.
He is sexy, and I don't want his body. But anyway, you're such a son of a gun, because do you think it's Glenn? I mean, everybody's gunning for Glenn because that's who Negan killed initially, but in the comics. But anyway, speaking of people that die and don't come back.
What a horrible segue.
and people that won't, when they die, nobody's going to care about them anymore. Bachelor's Grove Cemetery.
Exactly.
Let's dive right in.
It's a small abandoned cemetery in Midlothian, Illinois.
No shit.
It is also known as Bachelor Grove, and Bachelors. I can't even say it. Bachelors Grove, Everton, and Everdon.
I told you when I think about Bachelor's Grove, I think about China Grove by the Doobie Brothers.
You said that to everybody.
This is the place where bachelors are buried. This is where bachelors go to die, a lonely existence.
No, that is not correct. The name Bachelor's Grove comes from the fact that it was once inhabited by bachelors that built small bachelor huts while working in the area on the railroad.
Bachelor hut, a.k.a. man caves. They built man caves.
They were ahead of their time with the micro houses or mini houses.
And walking around with their hands down the front of their pants and stuff. This was a boys' club.
No.
To be a bachelor, girls aren't bachelors.
That doesn't mean it was a boys' club.
It says, and I quote, Bachelor's Grove comes from the name of the fact that it was once inhabited by bachelors.
Right.
But are there... Wait. That's a different kind of bachelor, isn't it? The bachelors gathered batches of things.
No.
To make small huts with.
Where do you come up with this shit? They were unmarried men.
Okay.
Who worked on the railroad.
Oh, why does it sound... Oh, they were unmarried men that worked on the railroad.
And obviously they brewed small batches of mead.
They brewed small batches of mead?
That's why they were bachelors. Small batch.
Small batches.
Bachelors, unmarried.
Well, then give me the truth about these sons of bucks.
Okay, well, let's start off with Bachelor's Grove is reported to be the most haunted cemetery in the United States.
Now, my only question is, cemeteries give me the willies. Wouldn't most cemeteries be pretty haunted? I mean, what makes their dead people more?
Well, there are a whole lot of pictures, videos, stories, way more than most. We did a show last week that involved a cemetery. Mm-hmm. There wasn't a whole lot.
Really? Besides just one little...
In the scary department.
One little devil baby.
Devil baby.
Devil.
So Midlothian, it's very near the Rubio Woods Forest Preserve. And technically, or not technically, it's kind of a suburb of Chicago. I don't think Chicago thinks that, but I think Midlothian thinks that they are a suburb of Chicago.
Are they also in denial that it's named after Rick Rubio?
The Rubio Woods Forest?
Yes.
Who's Rick Rubio?
Is Rick Rubio? Is he not a presidential candidate?
No.
What was his name?
Marco Rubio?
Sorry. Jeez. I work out a political station.
You do political news.
I do political news. I hear the name
Rick Rubio running for president.
Would you elect a guy named Rick Rubio?
I would think I would prefer to vote for Rick Rubio over Marco Rubio.
Rick Rubio sounds like he was a manager somewhere.
Rick Rubio sounds like a DJ.
A DJ. DJ Rick Rubio. So anyway, I'm sorry.
So the original land was settled around 1833. Now, there is an author. I almost said famous author. I don't think we can apply that label. But Ursula Beliski,
yes,
is the author of a book called Chicago Haunts. Says the cemetery was originally named the Everton Cemetery after the original owner, Samuel Everton.
You can own a cemetery?
Well, I think you can own the land that the cemetery's on. Now, the weird thing about this cemetery, it's not recognized as a cemetery. the city doesn't recognize it as a cemetery. The state doesn't recognize it as a cemetery. It doesn't show up on official maps as a cemetery. It's just, I think it's 82 graves.
That's it. I mean, that haven't been dug up that we're aware that there are 82 graves. There could be more.
Yes,
unmarked graves.
There has been a little bit of desecration and destruction in this cemetery,
and some necromancing, maybe.
There has to have been some necromancy.
I remember when necromancing meant just kissing your lover on the neck.
Okay, so there are some rumors that the Chicago Mafia had dumped a few bodies here. I couldn't find any solid evidence of this.
Why would you?
Well, I couldn't even find any official news stories.
Okay, but here's the thing. Why would if I'm going to dump a body somewhere, I'd put it in a cemetery.
That makes sense. I mean, it's logical.
But there is a pond there, too.
Yes.
So, there were rumors that they may have dumped bodies in that pond, but nobody knows for sure.
Okay, so throughout the years, there have been a multitude of grave desecration stories.
Mm-hmm.
So there was one point in time where I think the highway patrol showed up and found the remnants of a bonfire, and in that bonfire, they found parts of a coffin.
Oh.
So, and apparently it was a big deal in the late 60s, early 70s. There was no internet.
Well, yeah.
You go out to the cemetery that's not a cemetery and get drunk and do stupid stuff.
Let your lust run wild in the cemetery with the devil.
Now, there were never supposed to be houses here. And all of the stories will say that there are no houses in the general area outside of your small bachelor huts, which didn't have concrete foundations.
My bachelor hut didn't. My bachelor hut, I lived on the second floor of an apartment.
But apparently in the woods surrounding this place, you can come across the foundations of what is obviously an old house.
Right.
So the fact that there is evidence that there was a house there, but everybody says there were no houses.
Well, and since there's no real, this place essentially is kind of off the grid, off the books. I mean, it's not even you can't Google map this thing. I mean, it's widely known that it's there. I mean, it's just not part of the fabric of this community. I mean, in terms of any modern history anyway. I mean, I think they've even talked about doing away with it altogether.
Absolutely. And apparently that has been up for debate on more than one occasion, that they were just going to bulldoze the thing, primarily because the police are spending entirely too much time going out there and running people off or giving people tickets for trespassing. Now, from everything I've heard, and we listened to a few podcasts, and we've looked at a dozen different websites or 100 different websites. I'm going to start with the websites.
Okay.
Actually, let me say what I was going to say before I forget.
And I have cut you off. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So you're not allowed to go there after dark. In the daytime, it's perfectly legal. Nobody gives you any guff about going there in the daytime. But if you're there after dark, the cops will arrest you. And it goes from, as little as them telling you to go away to as much as them putting you in handcuffs and arresting you for trespassing.
And I think as a general rule, most of your more conventional cemeteries are along the same lines. It's almost like it's a park rule too, closed at dusk, opened at dawn kind of situation. Cemeteries, to me, there's just something, I don't know, it's creepy. And when we start talking about hauntings and orbs, and this thing is just I mean, this right here is a Scooby-Doo and the Mystery Machine, like, wet dream. This cemetery is just chock-a-block full of everything from, I mean, I'm looking here at phantom vehicles to phantoms to, I mean, it's just all over the place.
Okay, so to back up a little bit and not get off subject too much.
Right.
But again, we did a lot of research on this. Now, one of the things that I would ask is if you're making a website that covers some of this stuff, can you please, for the love of God, please, there's absolutely no need for a black background on your webpage.
Really? Did you see?
It's horrible. It's hard to read. And then you've got people who do, the red background with a slightly redder text. I don't know what you're trying to accomplish, but if you're trying to convey information, it's not the way to do it.
Well, in the same token, same breath, if you're going to devote time to a podcast, I mean, granted, I'm sure people that are listening right now or whatever could easily say, well, I mean, what do you speak for yourself, But we listened to one podcast in particular that was just
they're no longer on the air.
They're no longer in the air, so they're fair game. It was absolutely horrible. It'd be like us talking to each other on the phone right now.
Well, beyond that, you start off with the fact that you could turn the volume all the way up on this podcast and you couldn't hear anything. And then all of a sudden they start with their theme music, which is really loud bells.
And just obnoxious.
That like hurt to hear. And then, was it 4 minutes of just sheer silence?
Well, an occasional... I'm like, what the hell is happening? Bottom line is, we only sound halfway professional because we're in a semi-professional environment. If you're going to go foray into the world of podcasting or the websites, be professional, okay? Be semi-professional. Have some respect, not only for your listeners, your visitors, and present the product in a professional manner. Okay? These bastards deserve respect.
All right, so to get back to the weirdness.
Yes, I'm sorry.
You mentioned the phantom vehicles.
Uh-huh.
Apparently, it's a pretty common thing that people often describe an orb that floats through the air and then collides with a phantom vehicle, a vehicle that is there long enough to collide with this phantom orb, and then they both disappear.
Now, that's freaky to me, because looking at video, looking at photographs, the vegetation is very dense. I mean, it's overgrown, so it'd be hard to explain away, oh, that's just a vehicle traveling down the road, because essentially you have to get out of your vehicle, climb over a chain or some type of a fence area, and follow this gravel trail to this, again, overgrown area. Phantom vehicles, I'm out. Sorry. Orbs colliding with phantom vehicles, I'm really out. It makes me want to go to PP City.
Now, in the show notes at traveloddities.com/23, we do have a link to the Google map location, so you don't have to just wander aimlessly through Midlothian and try to find somebody that won't point you in the wrong direction. You can go straight there.
You're liable to run into that token guy that goes, y'all want to go down there? I wouldn't do that if I was you.
So the one that creeps me out a little bit,
yeah.
There have been multiple reports of a white lady or the white Madonna.
Wait, stop a second. The white lady?
That's what they call her. It's a ghost. She's said to walk around carrying an infant during the full moon.
Why is it going to be a white lady? Why can't it be a lady in white?
I didn't make it up.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying. So anyway, there's tons of photographs.
There are, and there are plenty in the links on the show notes.
Show notes. We can't stress this enough.
Well,
if you want the definitive proof.
There are some very interesting pictures in a couple of those links. I'm really
serious about this.
Yeah, I'm being very serious. They are interesting.
Now,
I don't say that they're not photoshopped or double exposures or anything like that. But if I took a picture and it turned out like some of those pictures on that website, I would have the heebie-jeebies.
What I will say about advances in in photography. What am I talking about? Anyway, it's not like the old Polaroid or the old, with the roundy filmy thing where you put the thing in the thing and you click a picture.
Yeah, I don't know where you're going.
Digital photography. I keep wanting to say photography. Digital photography.
It's because you have a PhD in photography?
I have, an ADHD in photography. It's a little bit easier to explain some of the old school photo techniques and the anomalies that happen in overexposure, double exposure, blah, blah, blah. Digital, a little harder to fake unless you're a Photoshop person.
Agreed.
I mean, you're not going to be able to take a picture of something and it have that, because we all did it when we took a picture of the Polaroid pictures, and it didn't, even if you shook it, it didn't quite come out right, and there are always little type anomalies on the photograph. It's different now. Not everybody has demon eyes when you take pictures. Okay.
Okay, so there's also supposedly a ghostly farmhouse that shimmers and floats and then apparently vanishes or fades away. This was a more common occurrence in the 1950s, but they almost always described a 2-story white Victorian farmhouse. Again, it was white. I don't know why it wasn't black. I don't know why it was a house that was painted eggshell, but it was a white farmhouse.
It had decoupage, and it had a faux finish.
But there are some really crazy stories about if you go into that house, if you somehow make it into this house, that you don't come back out.
Now, I also heard that because I'm not going to rip from another podcast, but in our research, because we like to hear what people say. We don't want to do the retread version of. Now I can't remember which podcast it was. I don't remember, but anyway, you know who you are when you hear what I say. Anyway, that people had claimed to have had a picnic outside of this house, on the property of this house as well.
Yeah.
Which, I'm going to call a little bit of BS on that, but
I don't know. I mean, especially if it was a conversation where it was, we went out into this, this field over here and we had a picnic lunch by this old Victorian house, and now we can't find the house. And then the people are like, oh, no, that's...
But here's the problem with that.
House.
Once you go into this house, you never come... But if you can't... we
don't have to go into it to have a picnic on the lawn outside of it. Creepy.
True. Creepy. So, I don't know.
All right, before we get into the other types of sightings in the area, I think this is probably a good point in time to play our Fox 25 news piece.
Yes, we do have a news piece. There was a couple of paranormal investigators, Andy and Doug.
I think that's right.
Andy and Doug, and the local, I believe was it the ABC affiliate, Fox affiliate? Fox affiliate.
Fox 25.
Local Fox 25 affiliate did have a chance to go into Bachelor's Grove, and let's see what happened.
I've got a short little clip. Here we go.
Deep in the forest preserves of southern Cook County lies what is known as the most haunted cemetery in the world. A long and winding gravel trail leads us to the overgrown and eerie entrance of Bachelor's Grove, infamous for its unearthly images, strange sounds, and floating orbs. With me are paranormal investigators Andy Seitz and Doug Larson. It was here one afternoon during a photo and recording session. They had the scare of a lifetime.
Hi, I'm Doug.
And I'm Andy.
We're paranormal investigators.
No, we're paranormal instigators.
We instigate, and we paranormal investigate people watchers.
Yes.
And we was out here, and he had a cheese sandwich, and it disappeared.
That's right.
He thinks it was a ghost.
No, we know it was a ghost.
Unless I'm a ghost. Unless I'm the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. I ate your sandwich.
You ate my sandwich?
We're not really paranormal investigators. We came out here for a picnic as a couple. We're not paranormal investigators. I ate his cheese sandwich. I want him to believe it was a ghost because he's attracted to the paranormal psychology. I'm sorry I lied to you, baby boy. I ate your cheese sandwich. Okay? We brought this news lady out here because I wanted to propose to you on live television. And now I can't do it.
Well, the ghosts are coming because it's getting late.
We should probably get out of here.
As dusk begins, my guides urge us to leave quickly, because once night falls, anything is possible in the world's most haunted cemetery. Tammy Souza, Fox Chicago News.
You realize in radio that is referred to as an actuality.
What is an actuality?
An actuality is a person that witnessed an event.
And who witnessed the event?
Doug and Andy are actualities in broadcasting.
Awesome. Okay, so
how about some feedback?
No, we're not there yet.
Okay, I'm sorry. I saw the thing up on the thing, and I got a little nervous there.
So there have also been sightings of a two-headed ghost.
Okay.
I don't know.
But here's the thing. That means that there'd have to be a two-headed person.
Well, or it could be that somebody desecrated a grave, put two heads in the same casket. I don't know how ghosts are made.
As we like to say, two heads are better than one.
Now, one of the things that I find to be a little weird is there are multiple sightings of people dressed as monks or ghostly figures dressed as monks.
The issue I have,
yes,
is there are some ghosts that are seen as like mists, orbs. What classification does a ghost have to where you can make out the clothing that they're wearing? That's the one thing that's always confused me about. I think it's like a Class A would be like considered like a Class A sighting. Am I wrong?
Are we breaking out our Ghostbusters ghost classifications? Is that where we're going with this?
I think it's a free roaming specter. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
It scares me still, though.
I'm not someone that's seen a lot of ghosts.
Ooh, what is that? Is that a ghost?
In the pictures that we've got here, yes, that's supposedly a ghost. It looks like a woman sitting on a block of stone in a dress to me. So I don't know.
Wait, that's Doug and Andy.
Is it Doug and Andy? No, that's not Doug and Andy.
Yes, that was Doug and Andy.
I don't think so.
Mr. Bachelor's Grove
is not Doug and Andy. All right. So there have also been reports of a black dog that vanishes if you try to approach it.
Okay. Yeah.
No?
Not really. Dogs don't have souls.
Okay, so the picture that you just saw is the notable photograph from the Chicago Sun-Times that shows the woman sitting on the tombstone, and she is semi-transparent.
Mm-hmm. She is. Most women are. Most women are semi-transparent, to be completely honest, and dead on the inside. Just kidding. I'm kidding. They're not. They're not transparent.
Okay, so there have also been reports...
But they haunt every aspect of my life. Go ahead.
Of a half-wolf, half-gorilla.
No, done. Stop. Quit talking.
Why?
It just gets worse.
Well, I saved the best ones for last.
I know, but when we talk about hauntings, it gets like, oh, yeah, well, I got a ghost gorilla wolf. Like, oh, come on.
Okay, how about an evil wolf or hellhound?
Okay, I will go with that. If wolves are native to the area.
They're native to North America.
They are. But you see a lot of wolves in Chicago? There was a wolf on Wall Street. Oh, you know what I mean?
There have been reports of
Jinx.
because we both said
Yes.
Can we please say no, yeah,
Wait, it was yeah. No, wait. We should play the audio. I'm just kidding.
We're not playing the audio from that.
We're not playing that.
So in one of these podcasts that we were listening to, the guy, it took him about 12 seconds to get across yeah,
and yeah, that was a sentence. Because typically more than, what is it? What's the by definition a sentence is it more than 3 words strung together?
I have no idea.
I mean, I don't know. More than 2 words strung together. So and yeah, that's a sentence.
He didn't say anything before, and he didn't say anything after. So that was his whole contribution was, yeah, and
He sounded like he liked knockwurst and brats and sausages.
Okay, so there have also been reports of ghost vehicles or ghost cars that drive up and down the road.
Okay.
There have been shadow people, which we've come across them before.
I've had experience with shadow people as a kid.
Are we being serious?
I'm being absolutely dead serious.
Hold on.
We've never talked about this.
Hold on. You don't believe in the half wolf, half gorilla?
No.
But you're 100% all in on shadow people.
Yes.
Tell me your shadow people story.
When I was a kid, there was 2 times. When at 5 or 6 years old, Christmas morning, I'll never forget it. My grandma was living with us. I shared a bed with my grandma. And I woke up Christmas morning and I looked in the hallway and there was a figure that stood as tall as what's a doorway? 8 feet, 7 foot?
It's got to be 7 foot.
7 foot. And there was this figure just standing in the hallway. No, I couldn't. It was just like a shadowy looking with like an aura kind of glow around it.
Mm-hmm.
And there wasn't enough. I could have gave 2 shits what Santa Claus had in store in there. I went back, and this was in the morning. This wasn't at night, so you couldn't say it was like my dad walking through the hallway or something like that. It was, sun was out, bright and early. The other time, I was a teenager, and I was sitting in my driveway, and I was with friends, and we watched this something run. Hit the mic. From one side of the street to the other, zigzaggy fashion. And I said, "Do you guys see that?" And they said, they were like, I was going to ask you if you saw it. I was like, plain as day. And it happened again when I was an adult, something similar when I was working at a local Hobby Lobby place. But I think Hobby Lobby's haunted because it's secretly operated by the devil. Anyway, but yeah, so yes, shadow people, I'm all in.
Okay, so
because I can't explain it.
You shared you saw something that you couldn't explain story. I will share a story that I feel is more horrifying in the fact that I could explain it.
Is it your nothing grows here story?
No, we can't. We're not
deep enough.
We're not doing nightmare stories yet.
Okay.
We may do a show on that one day. Anyway, I was 10, 11 years old, and I was walking home from a friend's house, and I saw leaves blowing across the street. And I thought, well, that's weird. The wind's not blowing. So I'm waiting for a breeze as I continue walking on my way home. As I get closer to the leaves, I realize, oh crap, those aren't leaves. That is a metric crap ton of tarantulas moving across the road. I thought I was going to die.
Really?
Yes.
What, tarantulas?
Tarantulas.
Was this on South Oklahoma City?
Pink, Oklahoma.
Pink, Oklahoma. Oh, so they're like moving across the road like a blanket, huh?
It looked like, it literally from 50 yards away looked like leaves blowing across the street, but there was no wind. Yeah.
Scary. Pink is a scary, because it's just a little dot in the road.
Yes, it is.
I mean, what's the closest town to Pink? Tecumseh?
Yes.
I mean,
it's 7 miles from
Tecumseh. Yeah.
I don't know why.
Or Tecumseh, depending on where you're from.
I don't think anybody outside of Pink, Oklahoma gives a rat's ass about where Pink, Oklahoma is.
Because you'll be driving and it says Pink. I'm like, I thought it was in Tecumseh. But anyway, so that's scary. Yeah, spiders are scary. For you, because spiders don't scare me.
I bet you a wall of spiders would scare you.
Yeah, I would probably take some issues. I mean, unless I could pick and choose what kind of spider wall I had. It'd be full of Peter Parkers. No, but anyway. So.
All right. So in the show notes,
Scary Shadow Peoples.
At traveloddities.com/23, you'll find lots of information going in more depth. And you'll see a lot of pictures. If you feel like seeing some spooky pictures, they're there. So next up, I guess we're going to go into a little Defense Against the Dark Arts.
Yeah, let's do it, man. I'll tell you what I'm going to do, what I would do.
Be warned. It is my job to arm you against the foulest creatures known to wizard kind. You may find yourselves facing your worst fears in this room. Know only that no harm can befall you whilst I am here. I must ask you not to scream.
So,
what are you doing? Defense Against the Dark Arts. You got hellhounds, half wolf, half gorillas, black dogs, shadow people, monks roaming around.
I'm looking for Scooby snacks. Now, I can tell you what I'm not doing. I'm not going to be there. I'm not going to give them an opportunity. They're not getting a crack at this. Man, if you said to me, all right, man, we got to go. Here, it's on our bucket list.
Midlothian, dude, it's 19 hours from here.
It is 19 hours from here, but we could spend 19 hours in jail.
We don't have to go at night.
But that takes the shimmer. I mean, you borrowing from an adjective. Why am I enunciating things? I was going to say adjective. What is happening to me?
Did you have a stroke this weekend?
I don't know. Shimmer was what an adjective used to describe the farmhouse.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it takes the sheen off of it if you don't go at night. Your chances of seeing anything during the day, because your imagination isn't, your eyes aren't trained to adjust to the darkness. Things aren't.
All right, so you are a non-believer in the daytime, and you're too much of a chicken to go at night.
I don't think things happen I think there's a paranormal code, a ghost code, a spirit code that says daytime. Bleh.
The picture from the Chicago Sun-Times was the middle of the day.
I understand that, but yeah, phantom cars during the day. You're not going to see a phantom car during the day.
Well, if you can see a phantom woman, why can't you see a phantom car?
Because a car is moving fast.
That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. I'm just saying. Are you more scared at night or during the day?
I'm typically not scared.
You're such a freaking liar.
No, I'm really not.
You don't get scared of anything?
Not really.
Oh, okay. Wall of spiders during the day or during the night?
10. Age 10.
I understand. Okay, age, how old are you, 45?
Yes. I've got 1 foot in the grave. A giant wall of spiders is going to speed things up a little bit at this point in time. Let's be real.
If you thought for a second, when I die, I'm going to be a ghost. If you knew beyond a shadow of a doubt, when you die, you become a ghost, no questions asked, would that not be cool? If you could say, when I die, I'm going to be a damn ghost.
You mean like if you could opt for it? If you could like...
Right, if you could say, I'll take the trapped on Earth eternal sorrow option.
Like as part of your retirement plan, check this box if you want to come back
Would
as
you
a
do
ghost.
it?
I don't know.
And
what are my other options?
Because, there are different types of ghosts. There are the ghosts that kind of repeat the same, they walk to the...
I'm not doing that.
They walk down the bridge.
I'm not walking back and forth between here and the bridge 100,000 times over the next billion millennia.
Looking for your lost dog.
Yeah, I'm out.
So you're the Casper.
I'll be a straight up poltergeist, scare the living hell out of people until some priest comes and throws holy water at me or whatever.
I think it'd be fun to just mess with the lights, flush the toilet, because those are things I don't do in real life. I don't flush the toilet and I don't turn the damn lights off when I leave the room. What else did I do, honey? So I don't know. What would you do?
I'm gonna have to go with some holy items. I'm thinking a crucifix dipped in holy water.
But wait, here's the issue with that, and I'm not saying you don't.
You gotta believe.
You do. You got to believe wholeheartedly in that.
Okay, do you remember the scene from The Mummy where the little Weasley guy has got all of his little charms and he starts speaking, the prayers for every religion? Mm-hmm. I'm going to go that route.
Okay.
For starters, you got too much stuff.
So you're going to wear your little Kabbalah bracelet.
Yeah.
Your little defense against the dark arts secret decoder ring.
I'll have a bag of salt. What else? Something iron.
The Da Vinci Code breaker.
A stake. How do you kill a hellhound?
How do you know ghosts like red meat? That's dumb.
How do you kill a hellhound?
With kindness? I don't know.
I don't think you do.
Well, no. I mean, they're called a hellhound for a reason.
Technically, you can't see one unless it's coming for you.
That's the thing. Like hellhound. It says it right there. It's not like ghost poodle. I mean, I think there's, you kick a freaking ghost poodle with your size 13s.
Okay, so I did come up with some advice, though, on supplies. All I'm saying is take a camera, take a couple of cameras, but take lots of photos, take multiple photos of the same thing. So if you think there's a cool tombstone, snap a couple of different pictures.
That doesn't mean take 6 D pics.
No D pics. Don't edit your photos. It was one of the things I came across while I was doing this.
Especially if you're doing D pics. Go ahead.
One of the things I came across on this was that if you ever want your picture to be taken seriously,
don't touch it up.
Don't touch it at all. 100% raw form, and that way there's nothing clouding the issue.
Like if you put a picture on our travel oddities and it's not and you're claiming without a doubt that it's a ghost and it's clearly Slimer, we're going to know.
I don't think we will.
We won't?
I would also say use some different types of cameras.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you've got an old Polaroid laying around, snap a picture with that. Snap a picture with your...
Polaroid pictures are cool. I like the effect.
Yes. If you're gonna find a ghost in a picture, it's a lot easier to find a ghost in a Polaroid picture.
Just imagine the fun that you... Did you not... I mean, did you love shaking the photographs?
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I got on that.
Cool.
So the town of Midlothian.
Mm-hmm.
Not a whole lot going on here. Really small town. One of the things that I did notice, though, from the Midlothian website, things to do in Midlothian, one of them is not Bachelor's Grove Cemetery. Not on the list, not listed as an attraction.
I mean, they're not going to encourage you to do anything there.
As much attention as that thing gets, I got to go back to...
But here's the issue, though. The most recent gravestone is 1989. So they're not, they're literally not, this is a body farm, if anything.
Okay, but let me lay it out this way.
Okay.
Things to do in Midlothian, according to the Midlothian...
Tribune. I'm just kidding.
No, the Midlothian City Council or whatever.
Okay.
You've got the Sundrop Prairie Reserve, which is a nature conservancy that has dedicated 91.2 acres as the preserve.
Mm-hmm.
Or you've got the Windy City Thunderbolts. It's a professional minor league baseball team located in another damn town.
Well, that's like going to the...
That is everything they have listed on their things to do.
Well, here's the thing. You can sympathize. You lived in Pink for 5 minutes. Where'd you go to school?
Tecumseh.
There you go. If you wanted to do anything, it was at Sonic on Main Street in Tecumseh.
No, you could run from the wall of tarantulas. That was it should be listed on Pink's website.
So was the wall of tarantulas separating you from home?
Yes.
What did that do for you? I mean, did it change your life?
That made me take a really long way home.
I've ridden with you. Yes, you do like to take the long way home.
You're not funny. Okay, so places to eat in Midlothian? There actually is one.
What's it called? Bachelor's barbecue joint?
No, actually, it is called Bella Mia, Italian restaurant. Seems pretty good. We've got a link to the Yelp page in the show notes.
It's just like Mama used to make.
Maybe. But in all honesty, that is Midlothian and the Bachelor's Grove Cemetery all wrapped up with a pretty bow on it.
Are you scared?
I'm scared.
You said I'm going to be scared of this one. I'm not buying that you're scared.
Okay. We're just going to jump right into it.
What?
Listener feedback.
Those children are the opposite of what the mood you're in right now.
I'm not emoting.
You're not you're just you're Hannibal Lecter. You know? You're just like, I like ghosts. Next. Like the freaking Gestapo of paranormal research.
All right. So we have a few people who shared our last show on their Facebook page.
Thank you so much.
To give a call out to Chuck from Parts Unknown and RIP Researchers in Paranormal page also shared our last episode on Facebook. So that was pretty cool.
Now, I'm doing something I didn't say that I didn't mention to you prior to the show.
Okay.
I'm announcing my retirement
from
Travel Oddities. I'm just going. No, I'm kidding. I can't retire. I'm making too much money doing this.
Bucket loads of cash.
No, I do want to. Can we send a shout out to a new podcast?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
What was it? Oh no, I forgot. Catspiracies. It is a new podcast. A friend of mine, Britt Rose. I'm sorry, from one of our local stations, Rock 100.5, The Cat, Her, and Alice in Chains, are going to be doing a new podcast where they discuss conspiracies. So be on the lookout for Catspiracies.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah.
There is one more piece of feedback.
Okay.
From one of our regulars.
Okay. Let's do it.
Eastbound and down, load it up and truck it.
Breaker 19, this here's a rubber duck.
Like I told my last wife, I says, honey, I never drive faster than I can see, but...
Well, I'm a bad trucker, baby.
Yes, well, according to my show paperworks that I'm given by my trusty producer, our monther trucker. It's a new thing we're going to start. That's trucker of the month, basically. Our monther trucker.
From Mother Trucker.
Anthony Mad Dog Shea.
He's got too many nicknames. We got to stick with one.
Okay, Anthony, the truck driver, Shea.
Okay, so Anthony says, that was an awesome show. I'm grinning ear to ear for the theme music. I seriously appreciate it. Thank you.
You're very welcome. You earned it.
So if you want
to sit on our laps,
the possibility of ever having your own theme on the Travel Oddities podcast, you need to send us your suggestions for upcoming shows.
Jesus H. Christ.
Send us your story. Send it in the show notes at traveloddities.com/23.
It is called Travel Oddities, not Bodily Oddities.
Now, we actually do have some really exciting news.
Yes, we do. We're rolling something out that's new.
Very new. So you can call in a suggestion for the show or a scary story or
whatever.
Just your mad ramblings to our new feedback line, the Oddity line. It's 7865-ODDITY or 786-563-3489.
What was it again?
786-563-3489.
Give us a buzz. Give us your feedback. We'd love to hear from you.
Like us on Facebook at Travel Oddities Podcast.
Yes. Instagram is under construction once I can remember my password.
Okay. Follow us on Twitter. I don't know what I was coming out of my mouth.
I don't know what.
But that is at travel_oddities.
I don't know what you were going to say or twy. But you had a little bit of a tongue twist in twat's okay.
Okay, we're going to make a demand at this point in time. If you're listening to the show, go to iTunes, give us a 5-star review. It is required.
Or call in. Call in and give us a review. Love us or hate us, go for it. I challenge you to rip us to shreds. Did I just throw the gauntlet? I think I threw the gauntlet
You
down.
threw the gauntlet.
Well, this has been Travel Oddities. I'm Brett.
And I'm Harley.
Peace.
Peace.